Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the June 17th, 2017 special edition of The Breast There Is, The Breast There Was, and The Breast There Ever Will Be Wrestling Podcast. As always, I am your host, Mikey B. And this is a special edition because, of course, this upcoming Sunday we have the Money in the Bank pay-per-view show, which is a SmackDown exclusive show. And on the card, there are only 5 matches this time. And heading into this pay-per-view, of the 3 that I've reviewed before this weekend, I have a record of 10 out of 20, giving me 50%. And since there are only 5 matches on this card, I can't stay at an even 50. I'll have to either go up or go down in my prediction percentage. So hopefully it's the former. So of the 5 matches, the first one is for the SmackDown Women's Championship between champion Naomi versus Lana. Lana, of course, has never had a singles match, and most people, when you look at this match, you think, okay, this is a no-brainer. Naomi will retain, and that will be that. But I take you back to a few months ago when Rusev was saying how he hasn't had any opportunities, and he wanted a title match for this specific show, for the Money in the Bank pay-per-view show. And we haven't heard of anything from him since. I believe he's been injured and on the shelf for a while, but from what I've read online, he has been cleared to return. And I have a feeling that given all the unexpected decisions that the WWE has made in recent months, with, for example, Jinder Mahal being a number 1 contender, winning the title, you see Samoa Joe sort of unexpectedly get the number 1 contender spot there. So there's been a lot of really unpredictable events going on. So having said that, I am believing and hoping that Rusev will return on Sunday and have some sort of an impact on this match, resulting in Lana winning the SmackDown Women's Championship. Having said that, I don't think this will be a championship that lasts very long. I could easily see Lana losing it back on Tuesday on SmackDown Live, or possibly in another week or so. But if she does win, I don't think this will last very long. So going out on a limb here, I'm thinking Lana will win her first championship in her first singles match, which is kind of crazy. So Lana will win. Moving on to the second match, it is for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, featuring champions the Usos versus the New Day. The New Day were off for a few months and made their welcomed return to SmackDown Live just a few weeks ago, and of course right away jumped into the title picture. I have to say, with the WWE, the current state of the WWE having the brand split, I think this particular division, the tag team division, is very weak because you only have maybe 4 teams on each show that are legitimately going to compete for the titles. This is one division I think that suffers from this split. Well, actually, for that matter, I think basically all the divisions, all the categories suffer. But this one especially, because there's not many different teams you can mix with them. So anyways, having said this, I think that the New Day, given that they're one of the most popular teams currently in the company, and also one of the winningest, I feel that the New Day will win the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. Plus, they're a lot more exciting than the Usos anyway, so they can, make it more interesting on a weekly basis. So the New Day will win the titles on this night. Now, moving on to the third match, which will be the first Money in the Bank ladder match of the evening, and it will also be the first women's Money in the Bank ladder match. So we have Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair versus Natalya versus Tamina versus Carmella. And I got to say, I hope my listeners give me a little slack, because between this match and the other Money in the Bank match, the odds are very low for getting it, since it's not just a straight up one person or one team versus another team. So the odds are quite low here. This one's only a 20% likelihood. So anyways, I would say that since Charlotte Flair has been so dominant these last 2 years, or so at least, she's someone that definitely needs to be in top consideration for this. I think it's going to come down between her and Becky Lynch. But given the fact that I think Charlotte Flair is just the top women's competitor in the whole company, I think you got to give her winning this match, which would grant her the title shot, which I'm sure she would take very soon and reclaim the title. She's just a great heel and it cuts great promos and excellent in the ring. So I'm going to choose Charlotte Flair to be the victor here to win the first ever women's Money in the Bank ladder match. The fourth match is for the WWE Championship between champion Jinder Mahal versus Randy Orton. And this is kind of an interesting angle on this match, is that it's taking place in Randy Orton's hometown of St. Louis, Missouri. But given all the controversy and everything surrounding Jinder Mahal winning just a month ago and in such a surprise manner, I got to say that they're not going to let him lose just yet. Even though, I would probably prefer Orton since he's more deserving. I'm not, and I don't want to cut down Jinder Mahal because he's a good worker and all around he's got some good skills. But I've said in the past that I don't like when a wrestler just all of a sudden, having not won any championships, even the lower level ones, like the Intercontinental or the U.S. Championship, I don't like when they just come out of nowhere and win. I think WWE fans have a difficult time to digest that. So, and I think just another reason to keep Jinder Mahal retaining on this night is because to prove to the fans that him winning the last time wasn't a fluke. So I do think that they're going to have him retain for a little while. It's tough to say how long, but I don't think he's going to lose just yet. So Jinder Mahal is my choice to be the victor and retain his WWE Championship. And now on to the main event, which is the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. And this one has 6 competitors, so this makes it even more difficult to choose. So the competitors are Kevin Owens, AJ Styles, Baron Corbin, Sami Zayn, Dolph Ziggler, and Shinsuke Nakamura. And even though there's a lot of quality, very, very high top-end wrestlers in this match, I would have to say that given Shinsuke Nakamura's the excitement surrounding him and everything since he debuted onto the main program, he's been a star everywhere he's been. And he also, even though despite the fact that he's not that he is a new wrestler to the company, he's not a young man. He's 37 this year, and I think that since considering his age, they need to make a run with him sooner rather than later. Kind of similar to what they did with AJ Styles, who was actually 3 years older than Shinsuke Nakamura, like they did with AJ Styles last year. You can't wait on these guys to give them a run. So, given the excitement about him, given the fact that he's extremely talented in the ring, and I think that the WWE is also doing their part to try and promote wrestling in other continents, specifically recently in Asia. So this would give, if Shinsuke Nakamura wins this and claims the Money in the Bank, the briefcase, and he actually goes for his title shot, I think he will be victorious. So in a sense, you could have 2 Asian champions representing the company, which would be the first time ever, certainly. So I'm going with Shinsuke Nakamura to win this match. So to recap, we got Lana, New Day, Charlotte Flair, Jinder Mahal, and Shinsuke Nakamura as my selections to be victorious on Sunday evening. So, like I said before, we'll see if I can improve on my record. I don't want to be in the negatives. I haven't been so far, and to keep my credibility, I gotta keep making proper choices. So, anyways, if you liked what you heard today, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel below. Thanks very much for listening, and see you next time.